Dr. Robert Bobby Barnes adjusted the straps of his harness as the shuttle shuddered through the dense atmosphere of Draken 5. A lush tropical world at the far edge of the galaxy, Draken 5 had become a focal point for the United Earth Federation's terraforming initiative. But the process had encountered unexpected problems, and Bobby, one of Earth's leading terraforming experts, had been called in to solve the mystery. The shuttle broke through the cloud layer, revealing the verdant landscape below. Dense forests of towering trees stretched as far as the eye could see, interspersed with shimmering lakes and rivers. It was a paradise, or at least it should have been. But recent reports had indicated rising instability in the planet's core, a problem that could render the entire terraforming effort a catastrophic failure. Bobby's thoughts were interrupted by the soft chime of the shuttle's intercom. "Dr. Barnes, we're approaching the landing site. Please prepare for disembarkation." He nodded to himself, gathering his tablet and notes, mentally preparing for the challenge ahead. This was not his first time on a terraforming mission, but something about Draken 5 felt different. There was a tension in the air, a sense that this was more than just another job. As the shuttle touched down on the landing pad, Bobby was greeted by a team of Drakenites, the native species of the planet. They were humanoid in form, with sleek, cerulean skin that shimmered under the sunlight. Their large, almond-shaped eyes and elongated limbs gave them an otherworldly elegance. At the forefront of the group was Nura, a Drakenite female with a commanding presence. Her deep blue eyes locked onto Bobby's as she approached, her lips curling into a smile that was both welcoming and predatory. "Dr. Barnes," she purred, her voice a melodic hum. "Welcome to Draken 5. We've been eagerly awaiting your arrival." Bobby forced a polite smile, trying to ignore the unsettling way her gaze lingered on him. "Thank you, Nura. I'm here to help stabilize the core and ensure the terraforming process is successful. Time is of the essence." "Indeed," Nura replied, stepping closer. "But surely, after such a long journey, you could use a moment to relax. Our planet has much to offer in terms of hospitality." Bobby felt a shiver run down his spine as she leaned in, her breath warm against his ear. He quickly stepped back, clearing his throat. "I'm afraid I have to get to work immediately. The data suggests we're on the brink of a critical event. If we don't act fast, the entire planet could be at risk." Nera's smile faltered for a brief moment, but she quickly regained her composure. "Of course, Doctor. I will escort you to the main research facility. But please, allow me to show you the beauty of our world along the way." Bobby hesitated, sensing that Nera's interest in him was more than just professional. But he couldn't afford to alienate the locals, especially when their cooperation was crucial to the mission's success. "Lead the way," he said, hoping to keep the interaction as brief as possible. As they walked through the dense jungle, Nera pointed out various flora and fauna, her tone playful and flirtatious. Bobby did his best to focus on the task at hand, but he couldn't shake the feeling that Nera was watching him with more than just curiosity. Her touch was light, almost teasing, as she guided him over rocky terrain and through narrow paths. Finally, they reached the research facility, a sleek structure nestled within the jungle's heart. Bobby breathed a sigh of relief as the automated doors slid open, offering a brief respite from Mira's advances. Inside, the air was cool and sterile, a stark contrast to the humid jungle outside. Bobby was greeted by a team of human and Drakenite scientists, all of whom looked weary and tense. The situation was clearly dire, and the pressure to find a solution weighed heavily on everyone's shoulders. Bobby wasted no time diving into the data, his mind racing as he analyzed the readings. The core instability was worse than he had anticipated, with tectonic shifts threatening to tear the planet apart. He needed to find a way to release the pressure building up within the core before it was too late. Hours passed in a blur as Bobby worked tirelessly, his focus unbroken despite the occasional interruptions from Nera, who seemed intent on staying close. She hovered near his workstation, offering unsolicited advice and making suggestive comments that only served to heighten his discomfort. Finally, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the jungle in deep shadows, Bobby felt he was close to a breakthrough. He was about to run a critical simulation when the doors to the lab slid open, and Nira sauntered in, wearing a revealing outfit that left little to the imagination. "Bobby," she cooed, her voice dripping with false innocence. "You've been working so hard. Don't you think it's time for a little break? I could help you relax." Bobby clenched his jaw, feeling his frustration boil over. "Nira, this is serious. If I don't finish this, your planet could be in real danger. This isn't the time for games." Nira's smile faded, replaced by a look of genuine concern. "I know, Bobby, but you have to understand, my people. We value pleasure and connection. We believe that the bond between our species could be the key to solving this crisis." Bobby stared at her, momentarily at a loss for words. He had heard of the Draconites' hedonistic culture, but he hadn't expected it to be so direct. "I appreciate your offer," he said carefully, "but right now I need to focus on the task at hand. Please, give me some space." Nira looked disappointed, but she nodded and stepped back. "As you wish, Doctor. But remember, the heart is as important as the mind in matters of life and death." As she left the room, Bobby let out a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding. He couldn't afford to be distracted, not now. The fate of Draken 5, and possibly his career, depended on his success. He returned to his work, pushing all thoughts of Nira aside. There was no room for error, no time for distractions. The clock was ticking, and the planet's survival rested on his shoulders. The next morning, amidst the sprawling metal towers of the Xilith compound, Dr. Erica Westbrook stood at the observation deck, staring out at the alien cityscape. The sky was a deep purple, with 3 suns casting eerie shadows across the shimmering buildings. The air was thick with the scent of alien flora, mingled with the faint hum of advanced machinery beneath the surface. She had hardly slept after last night's encounter with Kyra. The memory of the Xilothian's piercing gaze, the electric touch, and the overwhelming presence haunted her. Erica had faced many challenges in her career, from hostile alien terrains to the unknown dangers of space, but nothing had unnerved her like Kyra's unsettling seduction. Erica was a brilliant scientist, known for her unyielding focus and dedication to her work. But Kyra had shaken her, and the implications of what had transpired were starting to sink in. The Xilothians were not just curious about humanity, they were deeply invested in it. And Kyra, in particular, seemed to have personal stakes in Erica. A chime echoed through the room, signaling the arrival of a message. Erica turned to her console and tapped the screen. The message was from the Xilothian High Council, summoning her to a meeting. Her heart skipped a beat, unsure of what to expect. As she made her way through the labyrinthine corridors, Erica couldn't shake the sense of being watched. The Xilothians she passed in the halls were polite, but their eyes lingered a little too long, their expressions unreadable. The council chamber was a grand room, with towering pillars that seemed to stretch into infinity. The walls were lined with intricate carvings, depicting the history of the Xilothians. At the far end of the room, a group of Xilothian leaders, their forms draped in elegant robes, sat behind a large semicircular table. Kyra was among them, her expression inscrutable. Dr. Westbrook, the lead counselor, a tall, imposing figure with deep-set eyes, began. "We have reviewed your progress with the terraforming project. While your efforts are commendable, there is a matter that requires your immediate attention." Erica swallowed hard. "What matter?" The counselor's gaze shifted briefly to Kyra before returning to Erica. "It has come to our attention that certain connections have been formed between you and one of our own." Erica's heart raced. They knew about Kyra's advances, but how much did they know? "Connections?" Erica repeated, trying to maintain her composure. "Kyra," the counselor continued, "is an esteemed member of our society. Her actions are closely monitored. It is imperative that such interactions do not compromise the integrity of the project." Kyra finally spoke, her voice smooth and calm. The interactions have not interfered with the project. In fact, they have provided me with a deeper understanding of human behavior, which I believe is crucial to our success. Erica glanced at Kyra, surprised by the calm and controlled manner in which she addressed the situation. There was no hint of the intense emotions from the previous night. The counselor remained silent for a moment, then nodded. "Very well. But Dr. Westbrook, understand this. Your focus must remain on the task at hand. Any deviation could have catastrophic consequences for both our species." Erica nodded, feeling a mix of relief and unease. "Of course. My work is my priority." The meeting concluded, and Erica was dismissed. As she left the chamber, Kyra caught up with her, her steps silent on the polished floor. "I'm sorry you had to go through that," Kyra said softly, her tone sincere. Erica stopped and turned to face her. "What was that?" "Some kind of test." "Not a test, but a warning," Kyra replied. "Our connection is complicated. The Council is cautious, especially when it comes to matters that could affect our alliance with humanity." Erica sighed, running a hand through her hair. "I don't know what you want from me, Kyra. Last night you were..." She hesitated, searching for the right words. "You were intense, and now you're so calm, so controlled. I can't keep up." Kyra's expression softened. "I want to understand you, Erica. And I want you to understand me. Our species are so different, yet we are drawn to each other in ways that defy explanation." Erica's resolve hardened. "I'm here to do my job, Kyra, not to be a subject of some alien fascination." Kyra's eyes flashed with something unreadable. "And what if I told you that our fascination with humans could save your planet?" Erica blinked, taken aback. "What do you mean?" "There are things about Solothian technology, about our understanding of the universe, that could change the course of human history," Kyra said, stepping closer. "But it requires a level of trust, of connection, that goes beyond professional boundaries." Erica's mind raced. Was Kyra implying that there was more at stake than just the terraforming project? That their interactions could unlock secrets that could benefit humanity in ways she couldn't yet comprehend? "Think about it," Kyra whispered, her voice almost hypnotic. "You have the power to bridge the gap between our worlds. But it means accepting that some things cannot be explained by logic alone." Erica felt a shiver run down her spine. The rational part of her mind screamed to pull away, to focus solely on her work. But another part, the part that had been intrigued by Kyra since their first encounter, was tempted to explore this connection further. "I need time," Erica said finally, her voice steady. Kyra nodded, her gaze never leaving Erica's. "Take all the time you need. I'll be here." With that, Kyra turned and walked away, leaving Erica standing alone in the corridor, her thoughts a whirlwind of confusion and curiosity. As Erica returned to her quarters, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was on the brink of something monumental, something that could change the fate of not just her mission, but the entire human race. But whether that change would be for better or worse, she couldn't yet tell. One thing was certain, though: her interactions with Kyra were far from over. And as much as she wanted to deny it, a part of her was eager to see where this unearthly connection would lead. Days passed, but Erica Westbrook found herself unable to shake the lingering thoughts of Kyra. The Xolothian's words replayed in her mind, words that hinted at powerful secrets, at technology and knowledge that could alter humanity's future. As much as Erica tried to focus on her work, Kyra's presence seemed to permeate everything she did, casting a shadow over her every thought. In the lab, Erica buried herself in the terraforming project, pushing the boundaries of human and Solothian collaboration. The project was a complex one, involving the synthesis of alien and human technologies to make a barren moon habitable for future colonization. The stakes were high, and Erica knew that any mistake could have catastrophic consequences. Yet, even in the midst of her work, her thoughts drifted back to Kyra. The Xolothian hadn't made any more overt advances since their encounter, but Erica could sense Kyra's eyes on her whenever they were in the same room. It was as if Kyra was waiting for something, waiting for Erica to make the next move. One evening, as Erica reviewed data in her quarters, a soft chime interrupted her thoughts. She glanced at the door, half expecting it to be Kyra. But when it slid open, it wasn't the alluring Silothian who stood there. Instead, it was Dr. Julian Harper, her colleague and fellow human scientist on the project. "Julian," Erica greeted, surprised. "What brings you here?" Julian stepped inside, his expression serious. "I've been looking over the latest data, and there's something I need to discuss with you. Something unusual." Erica's curiosity was piqued. "What is it?" Julian hesitated, as if unsure how to begin. "It's about the Silothians, specifically their technology. I've been studying the systems they've integrated with our equipment, and I found something that doesn't add up." Erica frowned. "Go on." Julian pulled out a tablet and handed it to her. "Look at this." Erica took the tablet and scanned the data. At first, everything seemed normal. Typical readings from the terraforming machinery. But then she noticed the anomalies. Strange energy signatures, faint but consistent, running through the Silothian systems. "This energy," Erica murmured, "it's not something we're familiar with." "What is it?" "That's the thing," Julian said, lowering his voice. "I don't know, but it's not natural. It's almost like the systems are communicating with something outside of our understanding." Erica's mind raced. Could this be what Kyra had hinted at? The secrets that lay beyond the logical and the known. "Have you brought this to the attention of the Silothians?" Erica asked. Julian shook his head. "Not yet. I wanted to talk to you first. I have a feeling that this isn't something they want us to know about." Erica nodded slowly, the weight of the situation settling on her. "We need to tread carefully. If the Silothians are hiding something, we can't afford to be reckless." Julian's eyes were filled with concern. "What do you think we should do?" Erica's mind was already working through the possibilities. "We need more information. Let's run a deep analysis of the energy signatures. Maybe we can isolate the source and figure out what we're dealing with. But we have to be discreet. If the Silothians are watching us, and I'm certain they are, we can't let them know what we're up to." Julian nodded in agreement. "I'll get started right away." As Julian left, Erica was once again alone with her thoughts. The anomalies in the data were troubling, but they also intrigued her. What was this mysterious energy? And how did it tie into Kyra's cryptic words about trust and connection? Later that night, as Erica lay in bed, sleep eluding her, a soft whisper filled her mind. At first, she thought it was her imagination, but the whisper grew clearer, more distinct. It was Kyra's voice, speaking directly to her, without the need for words. "Erica," the voice said, "you're closer than you think. But there are forces at play that even I can't control. Be careful. Trust your instincts. But don't forget, some doors, once opened, cannot be closed." Erica bolted upright in bed, her heart pounding. It wasn't just her imagination. She had felt Kyra's presence, felt her words as if they were a part of her own thoughts. The connection between them was growing stronger, more invasive, and while part of her was drawn to it, another part feared where it might lead. The next morning, Erica and Julian began their covered investigation into the energy signatures. They worked in secret, using isolated systems to avoid detection. As they delved deeper into the data, they uncovered something astonishing: an encrypted signal buried within the energy patterns. "This isn't just random noise," Julian said, his voice tinged with excitement. "It's a message, or at least some kind of communication." Erica's eyes widened. "But who, or what, is sending it?" Julian's fingers flew over the console as he attempted to decrypt the signal. After what felt like an eternity, the system chimed, and the screen lit up with a series of alien symbols. "It's a language," Julian said, his voice barely a whisper. "But not Silothian. Something else." Erica stared at the screen, her mind reeling. "We need to translate this. If we can figure out what it says, we might get some answers." But even as she said the words, Erica knew that they were venturing into dangerous territory. Whatever this signal was, it had been hidden for a reason, and uncovering its secrets could have consequences they weren't prepared for. As they worked to translate the message, Erica couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, not just by the Xolothians, but by something far more ancient and powerful. The energy signatures, the encrypted signal, Kyra's cryptic warnings, it was all connected. But how? And then there was Kyra herself. What role did she play in all of this? Was she a guardian of these secrets, or was she as much in the dark as they were? As the hours passed, the translation slowly came together, revealing fragments of a message that was both ominous and intriguing. The gate must remain closed, power beyond understanding. Only through unity can the balance be maintained. Erica's breath caught in her throat as she read the words. The gate, was it a metaphor or something literal? And what did it mean by power beyond understanding? Before she could fully process the implications, a chime echoed through the room, signaling the arrival of a visitor. Erica and Julian exchanged a tense glance. Whoever it was, their investigation had to remain hidden. But when the door slid open, it wasn't a Xolothian guard or council member. It was Kyra, her expression unreadable, but her eyes filled with a strange mixture of urgency and something that looked almost like fear. "We need to talk," Kyra said, her voice low and serious. "Now." Erica's heart raced as she nodded, gesturing for Julian to leave. The moment he was gone, Kyra stepped closer, her eyes locking onto Erica's with an intensity that sent a shiver down her spine. "You found something," Kyra said, her voice a soft whisper. "Something you weren't supposed to find." Erica didn't bother denying it. "The energy signatures, the encrypted signal. What is it, Kyra? What are you hiding?" Kyra took a deep breath, her gaze never wavering. "There are things in this universe that even we, the Xolothians, fear. The gate mentioned in the message, it's real. And if it's opened, it could unleash a force that neither of our species is prepared to face." Erica felt a chill run through her. What kind of force? Kyra hesitated, then spoke in a voice barely above a whisper. "A force that could destroy everything. That's why the gate must remain closed. But there are those who seek to open it, believing they can control what lies beyond. They're wrong." Erica's mind raced. "And the message? Who sent it?" Kyra's expression darkened. "It's a warning. From an ancient civilization that existed long before either of our species. They faced the same threat and barely survived. They left behind this message, hoping that future civilizations would heed their warning." Erica's thoughts swirled in confusion and fear. But why is it buried in the energy signatures? Why not just tell us? "Because not everyone can be trusted," Kyra said, her voice tinged with bitterness. "There are factions within the Xolothians, and possibly even within humanity, that would use this knowledge for their own gain. The message was hidden, encrypted, to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands." Erica felt a surge of anger. "And you knew all of this? You let us stumble into this without warning." Kyra's expression softened, and for the first time, Erica saw a flicker of vulnerability in her eyes. "I wanted to protect you, Erica, but I also wanted you to understand the gravity of what we're dealing with. This isn't just about the project or our alliance. It's about the survival of both our species." Erica stared at Kyra, her emotions a whirlwind of anger, fear, and confusion. "So what now? What do we do with this knowledge? How can we ensure that the gate stays closed and that no one else finds out about it?" Kyra's gaze was intense, as if she were weighing her next words carefully. "First, we need to prevent anyone from accessing the decrypted message. It's vital that this information remains secret until we fully understand the threat. We must also identify who might be interested in opening the gate. There could be individuals or groups who see this as an opportunity rather than a danger." Erica nodded, absorbing Kyra's words. I understand. But what about the project? The terraforming and integration with Silothian technology. Could it somehow trigger the gate? Kyra's expression turned grave. It's possible. The integration of our technologies with the Silothian systems could inadvertently interact with the energy signatures tied to the gate. We need to scrutinize every aspect of the project and isolate any potential risk factors. Erica's mind raced. This is going to be difficult. The project is already in advanced stages, and pulling back now could raise suspicion, not to mention the political implications. Kyra's eyes softened with empathy. I know this is a lot to handle, and it's not going to be easy, but we have to be cautious. The survival of both our species depends on how we manage this. The weight of Kyra's words settled heavily on Erica. She felt the enormity of their responsibility, not just for their immediate goals, but for the future of humanity and the Silothians. All right, Erica said, determination hardening her voice. We'll keep the message confidential and investigate the potential risks in the project. But we'll need to be discreet and gather more allies who can help us understand the full scope of the threat. Kyra nodded, relieved. Thank you, Erica. I know this isn't easy, but your cooperation is crucial. We need to act quickly, before it's too late. As Kyra left, Erica turned her attention back to the decrypted message. The fragmented warnings echoed in her mind, and she knew that their work had just begun. They were standing on the precipice of something much larger than they had initially imagined. Over the following days, Erica and Julian continued their investigation with a heightened sense of urgency. They meticulously analyzed every aspect of the Silothian technology and the terraforming project, seeking any signs of interference or potential triggers for the gate. They worked in secret, knowing that any slip could lead to disaster. Meanwhile, Kyra remained a constant presence, her interactions with Erica growing more frequent and intense. Their connection deepened, and Erica couldn't deny the magnetic pull she felt toward the Silothian. Yet she remained wary, aware that their relationship was fraught with complexities and potential dangers. One evening, as Erica reviewed data from their recent analysis, she noticed something troubling. A subtle but persistent fluctuation in the energy patterns. It was as if something was destabilizing the project systems, creating anomalies that were difficult to pinpoint. Julian, come look at this, Erica called, her voice tinged with urgency. Julian joined her, his brow furrowed as he examined the data. This fluctuation, it's not from our systems. It's coming from the Silothian integration. Erica's heart sank. Could this be related to the gate? Is it possible that something is trying to breach or interfere with our systems? Julian nodded, concern etched on his face. It's a possibility. We need to investigate this further. It might be an indication that someone or something is attempting to manipulate the project. Erica felt a chill run through her. The stakes were higher than ever, and the threat they faced was becoming increasingly real. They had to act quickly and discreetly to protect their work and prevent any potential catastrophe. As they worked late into the night, Erica couldn't shake the feeling that they were running out of time. The fluctuations in the energy patterns, Kyra's warnings, and the cryptic message. It was all coming together in a web of uncertainty and danger. The next day, Kyra approached Erica with a sense of urgency. We need to discuss something important. There's been a development that might be linked to the energy fluctuations you've been observing. Erica's curiosity was piqued. What is it? Kyra's expression was serious. I've detected unauthorized access to our systems. Someone has been trying to bypass our security protocols and gain access to the sensitive data. It's possible that the threat we've been fearing is closer than we thought. Erica's pulse quickened. Who could it be? And what do they want? Kyra shook her head. I don't know yet, but we need to enhance our security measures immediately. We also need to identify any potential suspects or factions that might be involved. Erica nodded, determination in her eyes. We'll start by reviewing access logs and security breaches. We need to find out who is behind this and stop them before they can cause any more damage. As Erica and Kara worked together to bolster their defenses and investigate the unauthorized access, the tension between them grew palpable. Their shared sense of purpose and the intensity of their situation drew them closer, but Erica remained vigilant, aware of the delicate balance they were navigating. In the midst of their efforts, Erica couldn't help but wonder about the true nature of the threat they faced. The message from the ancient civilization, the mysterious energy signatures, and the hidden forces at play. It all pointed to a danger far beyond their current understanding. As the days passed, the sense of urgency only intensified. Erica knew that every decision they made, every action they took, could have far-reaching consequences. The survival of their species and the future of their collaboration depended on their ability to navigate the complexities and dangers that lay ahead. With each step, Erica felt the weight of their mission pressing down on her. The gate, the hidden forces, and the potential for disaster. It was all coming together in a high-stakes battle against an unknown enemy. And as she worked with Kyra to unravel the mysteries and protect their work, Erica knew that the true test of their strength and resolve was only beginning. As Erica and Kira worked tirelessly to fortify their security measures and investigate the unauthorized access, they began to uncover troubling evidence. The intrusions were sophisticated, indicating a deep knowledge of both Silothian and human technologies. It was clear that whoever was behind these breaches had significant resources and expertise. One night, as Erica reviewed the latest security logs, she noticed something unusual, an encrypted message embedded within the data streams. The message was obfuscated but seemed to be communicating with the same alien language they had previously encountered. "Kyra, look at this," Erica said, pointing to the screen. Kyra's eyes narrowed as she examined the message. "This is similar to the encrypted signal we decrypted earlier. It might be a clue to identifying the individuals behind the breaches." Erica nodded, feeling a sense of urgency. "We need to decode this message and find out who's trying to sabotage the project." They worked through the night, using advanced decryption algorithms and Silothian technology to unravel the message. As the code began to clear, a chilling realization emerged. The message was a directive from an unknown faction, urging its operatives to disrupt the terraforming project and sabotage the collaboration between humans and Silothians. "This faction, they want to prevent our alliance from succeeding," Kyra said, her voice tense. "They see the potential threat in our collaboration and are willing to do whatever it takes to stop it." Erica felt a surge of determination. "We can't let them succeed. We need to expose this faction and their plans before they can do any more damage." The next day, Erica and Kira, along with Julian, initiated a covert operation to trace the source of the encrypted messages and identify the individuals involved. They used all available resources to monitor communications and track down leads, all while maintaining the facade of normalcy in their work. As they delved deeper, they discovered that the faction behind the breaches was a radical group within the Silothian ranks, opposed to any cooperation with humanity. Their goal was to sabotage the project and reignite old conflicts between the two species. In a daring move, Erica and Kira decided to confront the faction directly. They arranged a meeting under the pretense of a routine check-in, but their real intention was to gather intelligence and expose the plot. The meeting took place in a secluded area of the station, away from prying eyes. The faction leaders, a group of disgruntled Silothian scientists and political extremists, were initially wary but agreed to meet with Erica and Kira. "What do you want?" one of the leaders demanded, his voice filled with hostility. Kyra stepped forward, her demeanor calm but resolute. "We know about your attempts to sabotage the project. We know about your plans to undermine the alliance between our species." The leader's expressions darkened. "You're meddling in things you don't understand. Our faction believes that humanity's presence will only bring destruction. We will not allow this alliance to succeed." Erica felt a surge of anger, but kept her voice steady. "You're endangering the future of both our species. We're working to create a better future, not to bring about destruction. If you continue with your sabotage, it will only lead to conflict and suffering. The confrontation was tense, but Erica and Kira managed to gather crucial information about the faction's plans and their network of supporters. With this information, they were able to take decisive action to neutralize the threat and secure the project. In the wake of their confrontation with the radical faction, Erica, Kira, and Julian worked tirelessly to secure the terraforming project and strengthen the alliance between humans and Silothians. The radical faction's influence was significantly diminished, but the experience had left scars and deepened the resolve of both species to overcome their differences. As the project continued, Erica and Kira's relationship grew stronger, their mutual respect and trust deepening with each challenge they faced. They worked together to ensure that the terraforming efforts proceeded smoothly, all while remaining vigilant for any remaining threats. One day, as Erica reviewed the latest progress reports, she received an unexpected message from Kira. It was an invitation to a private meeting in a secluded part of the station. Curious and somewhat apprehensive, Erica made her way to the designated location. When she arrived, she found Kira waiting, her expression a mixture of anticipation and solemnity. "I wanted to talk to you about something important," Kira said. "There's more to the message we decrypted than we initially understood." Erica's curiosity was piqued. "What do you mean?" Kira took a deep breath. The ancient civilization that left the warning about the gate wasn't just trying to protect themselves. They were also trying to impart a crucial lesson about unity and cooperation. The gate represents a test, a challenge that requires both of our species to work together in order to overcome the threat it poses. Erica's eyes widened. So, the key to preventing the disaster isn't just about stopping the gate from opening. It's about fostering true collaboration and understanding between our species. Kira nodded. Exactly. The message was a warning, but it also contained a hope that future generations would learn from the past and find a way to build a lasting alliance. As Erica absorbed Kira's words, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. The challenges they had faced were not just about preventing a potential catastrophe. They were about forging a new path for humanity and the Silothians. In the months that followed, Erica and Kira worked to strengthen the bonds between their species, focusing on shared goals and mutual understanding. The terraforming project continued to progress, and their collaboration became a symbol of the potential for peace and cooperation in the galaxy. The gate remained a looming reminder of the dangers that lay beyond, but Erica and Kira's efforts ensured that their alliance was built on a foundation of trust and unity. They had faced adversity and uncovered hidden threats, but they had also discovered the true power of working together. As they looked toward the future, Erica and Kira knew that their journey was far from over. The challenges of the galaxy were immense, but they were prepared to face them with the strength and resolve that had brought them together. In the end, the story of their alliance was one of hope.